Hi, this is Trust and Neil with Call to Learn Conference, and I have here today with me Matteo Neil, my amazing son. He is my second son, and we're just going to interview you and ask you some fun questions about your homeschooling experience. Is that cool?
Sounds good to me.
All right. Okay, so what is your feelings about homeschooling in general, first off?
Well, I think it's all right. Let's go to schooling nowadays in like public schools and whatnot. I mean, okay, let's go to this. This is actually better. So, everyone learns in some different way. Mm-hmm. Everyone learns in a different spectrum, and everyone, we're all individuals. So, I think homeschooling really brings that out, and really, like, as you learn, the parents know the child the best out of anyone. Mm-hmm. So to teach to the kid, who better than the parent who actually knows what they're talking about, knows their child, and knows how to, their strengths, their likes, their dislikes, and be able to know to teach them visually, to teach them orally, or whatever, how they need to be taught. Because lots of times it seems like we go to school and it's all about becoming the same person. Yeah.
Putting into the system, and you have to fit within this box. Yeah.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I really don't like that.
Right.
I want to be my own person. Like, growing up with Isaac, my older brother, I didn't want to be like him. Mm-hmm. Like, everything he did, I wanted to do it differently, or do it completely different, or just not do it at all.
It's so true. So true. They had these competitions all the time. Yep. You always had to be the first. Finally.
Yeah, I had to be the first one to do it, too. Like, if he was going to do something, like going to Eagle, like, he was going to be doing this Eagle project and whatnot and going for it. So I was like, well, okay, cool, but I'm going to do it first, and I'm going to do it better. So
And so he did. He got, what was it, 2 months?
Yeah, I got mine in February 2009, and he got his in, I think it was April.
Yeah.
And then in May, we had a both joint Eagle Court.
Yeah. Which was okay.
Yeah, it was fine.
To celebrate together, but you earned it first.
I earned it first. If you look on the line and look all the little card I have, mine's first before his.
And that's continued all the way past your missions.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. Okay, so tell me about your childhood.
Well, what do you want to know about it?
What was it? What was it like? Did you have a hard childhood? Did you have a good childhood? Tell me some highlights.
Well, I always thought this has been a highlight of my life. It's been fun. It has to be fun. And so, growing up, I would say I always liked to play outside and play with. I was not with my friends and whatnot. They always talk about all the toys they grew up with and everything. Mm-hmm. I'm like, yeah, I grew up with sticks and stones.
Literally.
Literally.
Yep.
We'd pick up. I remember going in the backyard and whatnot. Every right after like a windstorm or whatnot, and the trees would break off another branch, and then as kids we would go over there and pick up sticks and break off sticks from it, and like one looked like a crossbow, one looked like a bow, one looked like a sword, like it was just always something different.
Yeah,
like normally weapons, because we gotta fight the bad guys. So, but we always had something to. I always went and did that, and playing with sticks and stones all the time.
Yeah, big piles of rocks. I remember piling and making houses of the rocks.
Yeah. And adding some mud so it stays together and all that. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, we were little
inventors or ingenuitive. Yeah.
It was a lot of fun.
So you had a really good childhood then.
Yeah. Good. Yeah, it was basically full of adventure and just seeing what's out there in the world and just having fun. So even when we went over to Grandma's house, we'd always go and play outside and play with all like her mounds of dirt, or play on her zip line. It was always outside. It's always something outside.
Yeah.
I think where my older brother and my just younger brother, Isaac and Tedson, they both wanted to play games lots of times. I mean, we also play outside, but they were like more of the video game type thing. I was always out. I always wanted to be outside. I played the video games, of course. Wanted to be cool like them and whatnot, but
yeah. But you were the outdoor man.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what my favorite memory of you when you were a child is that when you were just a baby, you were just so chunky and cute and always just obedient and happy. It was one of those you were one of those babies that was just compliant, easy to take care of, easy to please. And Isaac was very demanding. You know, they were born 11 months apart, so we call them the twins.
Yeah, basically Irish twins.
Yeah, you were the Irish twins. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And so they grew up together wearing the same clothes, the same outfits, the same sizes of everything growing up. And but he was the one that was just, no, I refuse. I'm going to do it my way. And you were the one, okay, Mom, I'll do whatever. And such difference in comparison in growing up. And so I wondered how you would, grow into teenage life. Mm-hmm. And you could see the same personality as a teenager, right? Isaac was rebellious and wanting to go try things himself, and you were, let's just do it this way, and we're okay, and we're happy no matter what we have. And you were complacent with everything, and he was, nothing's working, nothing's right.
Yeah, basically. That brings me back to the point where it's like whenever he does something, he wanted to go out and party, just try and do something new, do something different in life. And I was like, all right, you can do it that way, but my way's better. I'm gonna continue just like what I've got is okay, and I'm gonna just go with this.
Yeah. Well, at least you didn't have to be better than him in that.
I was better
yeah. Okay. That's true.
Yeah.
Some fun childhood memories also is when you would play with the mice. You said you don't remember that. Is that true? You don't remember that?
I more remember painting your couch.
Oh, yes.
I remember going into the refrigerator and getting sour cream?
Sour cream, whipping cream,
anything that was like white and fluffy. I remember sneaking. I don't know if it was early morning or late at night. It was not very light. I don't know which one it was.
Well, I worked days or nights, and Tom worked days, and so he would sleep with you when he came home, and then when I came home, you guys would be wide awake. So I would put a movie on and fall asleep on the couch. And when the movie was over, you didn't put anything in. You would go and find some adventure.
Oh, yeah.
And your adventure was often very destructive.
Yeah. So, I took the cream cheese, the whipping cream and all that. I decided to paint your couch with it.
Yep.
And I don't remember getting caught or anything.
Oh,
I just
you were
remember
caught.
doing it. I imagine so. Yeah. It's kind of hard to get away with painting a couch.
I remember waking up going, oh my gosh, what am I supposed to do with this? And I remember consciously thinking this: I could get angry, I could get really mad, or I could just have him turn around, these cute cherub chunky cheeks and fall white everywhere, and take a picture and laugh with him.
And that's what we did.
And
we
that's
got
what
a picture of it.
Yep, we got a picture of it. We smiled, you laughed, you had fun, you thought you were just in heaven.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was fun.
We had to throw the couch away.
Yeah. I imagine so.
It didn't work.
No.
We tried to scrub it off, but it didn't work.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or how about baptizing all the books?
I don't remember that.
Oh. They filled up the bathtub. We had this big jacuzzi tub. They filled up the bathtub with water. This is when I'm sleeping again. And I had this big bookshelf in the bathroom. I don't remember if you know that, but right in front of the toilet was this big, huge bookcase. And you took down all the ones you could get. And so these were all of my personal books that I read from.
Oh, no.
Okay. And you took them all off and decided to put them in the bathtub. We're washing them, Mom. They needed to be baptized, Mom. This is so much fun, Mom. And they were just taking all of these whole books and just dumping them into the bathtub. And I remember hearing the splashes. I woke up, ran in. What are you doing? And so we're grabbing out the books, stopping you from putting them in, grabbing them out. And we dried them as best we could. We had to throw so many away. I still have some of them, my favorite ones that you can't buy anymore, that are still wrinkly pages. Like this is from Matteo.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Go to read it again.
Yeah.
It's all wrinkly.
It's all that memory. All right. So tell me about homeschooling and your education. What are some of your first memories about learning? And
Well, I remember that it was always, we had to get it done before we could have fun. So, biggest thing I remember is the big whiteboard you had.
okay.
Yeah, you big whiteboard on the wall and everything. We had to copy down some things you wrote, and we had to outline our papers with it and do all that. I remember that was the boring part, but it was I think that's what took up most of the time.
Probably.
And it was like, I don't know if it was like lectures you were saying, or it was about, I think they were mainly about the books we were reading.
Yeah.
Yeah, we would read the book together and everything.
And then we'd come up with a sentence.
Yeah, hey, I remember. We'd come up with sentences to write down and everything. But we'd also come up with the setting. And you'd write that up on the board, and we'd have to figure out what was the setting of what we were reading that day, and what was the plot, what was going on, who was the characters, and all that stuff. Yep. And that was what we had to. You would write on the board what it was with our answers, and then we would copy down what you wrote.
That's right. That's right. And so, what were some of the books you read? Do you remember during that time?
Secret Garden?
Secret Garden was one of them.
What did we read Heidi then?
No, Heidi was later.
Heidi was later. Okay.
Yeah. Remember Bambi?
Oh yeah, Bambi.
Pinocchio.
Yeah, that one. I think that one was one of my favorites, especially when we got to the point where he was eating the skins off of fruit, got the skins and he didn't want the skins. And he's like, I want the fruit. I want the good spot. Well, or he got a fruit. I don't remember which one it was. He got a fruit, and he wanted it skinned. And when he ate the fruit, he wanted to eat more, and they gave him the skins.
Yeah, he said, you only have one. I think it was a pear.
Yeah.
And he said, you can have the whole... No, I don't want to eat the skins. I don't want to eat the core. So he took it out. But when he was done eating the fruit, he was still hungry, because that's all they had.
Yeah. But I remember reading that and I like the skins. What is he talking about? I'll eat all.
Yep, and you do. You should watch him eat an apple.
Oh.
Yeah. Very, very odd, actually. Doesn't cut it. He just eats it from the top to the bottom.
I take out the stem.
Do you take out the stem? Okay, but you eat the seeds, don't you? And the stuff in the middle. Yeah, you just eat everything. So you're the opposite of Pinocchio.
Oh, yeah. I remember thinking, man, this kid is spoiled. Well, it has a spoiled mind. He's not really spoiled.
Yeah.
And he wants everything done his way. And I'm like, life isn't like that. And I remember thinking that as a kid.
Wow.
It's sort of like, that's not going to happen, bro.
Yeah. Wow. That's pretty smart. Yeah. That's cool.
Smart kid.
That's right. All right. Anything other highlights in your childhood education?
Reports. Doing the activities. That was the fun part.
Okay.
So we'd we would be studying Egyptians that one year, and everyone would have to take a part of their favorite part of the Egyptians and do a report on it and create. And the best part wasn't the report because we had to actually write something, but it was we had to create something with it to help because we were doing a presentation later.
A project.
So it was actually a whole project. So we would have to create something. Oh, I did chariots when it was Egyptians.
Oh, that's right.
And
I've forgotten that. Yeah.
I created a chariot. I had a whole, it was out of cardboard.
Mm-hmm.
And you'd help me, figure out how to, make the chariot and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was, even a good size. It was,
yeah.
Good sized chariot. And then we had the horse. We had one horse, and it was our stick horse.
Oh.
Put that in the front. Too big of a horse.
That's funny. But yeah, you could pull the chariot.
No, you can pull the chariot. So,
that's cool.
Yeah, that was fun. And then when we were done with all the projects and all the kids were done, we would then invite some of the neighbors over. And this time it was our aunts and uncles that came over for this one, and that one is super fun. And then we didn't even get to the point where we'd have to stand in front and talk about what we have and everything, and we even recorded it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was really fun.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one. Do you remember recording the Egyptian one?
Yeah.
Maybe we did.
I was actually watching it just the other week with Isaac.
Oh, okay. Wow. Yeah.
We were looking at all the tapes.
Very cool.
So.
Very cool. Awesome. Yeah,
fun.
I love those project things. That was what I learned the most with, is helping you learn what you wanted to learn and helping you create it and make it happen.
You're still doing projects.
I'm still doing
right now.
Yeah, that's right.
Yep.
Still doing projects. Love that project learning. Yeah. All right. So as a teenager, you decided to still homeschool, or did you go into public school? What was your choice?
Well, when I was 12, Isaac always wanted to do something new. And the year before, he wanted to go into public school. And you were like, all right, if it's your choice, whatever, I'll leave it up to you. And I was like, well, I want to check it out too. So as a 7th grader, I just took a band and just a couple classes just to test it out,
Yeah.
And then 8th, 9th, and 10th grade, I think it was all 3 of those. It was full-time school. I went into, 8, 9, 10. So I went into Orem Junior High School and went with all my friends from church and tried to get as many classes with them and everything. And so I went into those schools, into that school, and I had fun with the kids I was with and got to learn new friends and everything.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's one thing that people are also worried about homeschoolers. You never get to get friends.
Yeah, socialization is a big thing. Yeah,
it's a huge thing for them. Getting that. But I didn't see it as a big deal at all growing up. There was, because we had church and we had co-op with other homeschooling families. Mm-hmm. So I think it was totally fine growing up.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
And then going into junior high school, I got a whole bunch of new friends and kept the old ones, and it was still a lot of fun. But the learning aspect was diminished a little. I mean, there were some things that I could learn better in high school than I did in homeschool, like playing the trumpet. Mm-hmm. My dad plays the trumpet, and he taught me a little bit how to actually make a sound through a trumpet, but not how to actually read the notes and play it. So going into junior high school is good to get into learning the trumpet and how to play it, and play it with a whole band and getting the timing and all that. That was fun. And then choir. I learned how to sing with Dad growing up, but then singing with other people and mixing your voice and everything, that was better done in a classroom setting. So music, I guess. Yeah.
Yep.
Music, and then doing plays. Because I took an acting class, didn't I? Nope, that wasn't an acting class.
I don't think
I took that through with Dad. So that was with Dad.
Yeah,
so.
Community theater is all we did. Yeah.
Yes, and that was all with him. So that was done better at home.
Yeah.
No, it was basically just music and and having a more of a social life.
Yeah.
So that was basically all schooling did for me in 7th through 10th grade.
So no, the academics part of it didn't help you, or you didn't feel like you learned anything. Tell us about the academics.
So there was some academics that was good, some academics that was bad. I didn't understand the grading system at all while I was there. I was like, okay, I'm getting a B, but I feel like I'm getting an F because I didn't understand it. I'm like, I was doing it, but I didn't feel like I actually learned anything.
Interesting. Yeah, that's a good point.
It was going good, I guess. I mean, everyone thought
by everybody else's standards.
By everyone else's standards, I was doing great. I was fine, but I didn't feel like I was learning a thing. The only place that I actually felt like I was learning is history. I think that was because of the teacher. She didn't, because she was doing teaching differently. Yeah, it was more hands-on work, and cool. That's how I learned anyway. I mean, that's why schooling isn't for me. Public schooling, because I'm a hands-on learner. I gotta put my hands on something, and work with it, and see it, and that's what we did in history. It was U.S. history, and we were learning about. We were coloring maps, and we were showing. It was a lot with maps because we were showing where people went during the Civil War, Revolutionary War, all that stuff. Cool. And I was able to see it. Yeah,
and manipulate it and touch it. Yeah.
But with the other classes like math, I mean, sure you could touch a lot of equations, but to take those equations and put them where you want nowadays, like that's a big thing in math. Like finding out, taking that algebra and turning it into something you can use in real life. Yeah. It's hard. School doesn't teach that very well. So.
But there are things that do.
Yeah. 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 And that's why I went. That's one of the reasons why I got out of high school. In 11th grade and 12th grade, I went back to public school, homeschool. back to homeschool because I wanted an education. I no longer wanted something that will give me social and aspect and give me. I was done with my excitement, basically. Yeah. I wanted the adventure.
You had your fill.
And I was done with it. I wanted to keep the friends and everything. I remember talking to you like, all right, making the decision to come back to homeschool. It was rough because I was like, hey, I want to keep these friends. I want to like hang out with them and all that. But I want an education. I want something I can actually use in life. Yeah. So that was a rough decision. But it turns out I went to homeschool and I was just fine. Friends were still there.
They still come around.
So that's just something you think of as a teenager. Like, wait a minute, friends got to be there. They will. It's just calm down.
They come. So tell us about your high school diploma. Did you get one? What did you do?
That was annoying.
Homeschooling? It was annoying. Really annoying. Okay.
So we did a homeschool co-op group with Merit Academy, and we were going to basically get our high school diploma through them. So there's some requirements we had to do, and some things we had to fill out and send to them so they can grade it and everything, and then send back a diploma. Right. It's simple. So I thought.
Yeah. So we all thought.
Even the people that actually got it. It was it was simple. So. I fill out everything.
There were hoops to cross, and there was things that you had to take and classes that you had to find out how to find teachers for and stuff like that. Exactly. But the concept was we get a high school diploma out of this. Yeah, so I do everything. I go to get all the classes done. I get all the gradings done. I get all the I get all the classes and gradings done. I get all the stuff ready for it. I get all the paperwork ready for it. I just put it all in a good timeline and everything of when I did it. And a notebook, big, thick stuff of all your things you did. Yeah.
And then I send this notebook to Merit Academy. And it took them a while to send it.
Yeah, but they approved it. They
Yeah.
approve it in May and
That's
say,
right.
yeah, you've got it all done. Everything's working. You've got it all here. Thank you very much. So we wait in the mail to get this diploma.
Yep.
Well, no, you wanted to walk.
Yeah, I was even
You
wanted
you wanted to walk in the procession, and so we called them up and they said, nope, we don't have that done yet, so no, you can't walk.
And
we're like, what?
Wait a minute, I did everything.
Yeah.
Like you even signed me off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like what's with this?
Yeah.
And then they said you're missing some math and some
In July. It was in July.
Yeah, it was in July. When
They
it's already
they're
all
like,
done.
hey, we haven't got this yet still. And then in July they said,
Yeah, and
Nope.
so I have to apply for a super senior now, and so I had to fill out some more paperwork for it. So I get all that done and everything, send it in, and
by that time you were ready to go on your mission.
yeah, I was ready to go on my mission. I was
And you
just
had already turned in your papers and you were ready
Yeah.
to go. And yeah, and so we just decided, well, it was one credit, and I think it was in help, right?
oh yeah, health.
You were missing that. They wanted more for you. Wanted you to do more in help,
Mhm.
and so we together made that decision to go on a mission and come back and just deal with it then.
Yep, and so we did. We decided we're gonna have to forget this. Mission's more important. So, we went on a mission, came back, and through I forgot what the association's called.
It was the Legal Association for Homeschoolers, the national one.
National Legal Association for Homeschoolers.
Yeah.
Big long acronym. But, I went through to their website, and you can for only under $20 you can get you put in all your stuff for your
That what you
that
did
what you
during
did
high school.
during high school and all your grades and everything, and then you have your teacher sign it. Mom sign it.
Yep.
So much, and then sign
So
it.
you just took that book, took some pictures of what you've done, and sent it in.
and sent it in, and then they send back a diploma, and it was like maybe 3 weeks, and
Yeah.
they sent a diploma. So I mean, it wasn't like one of those fancy ones,
Right.
but it was still a sealed envelope letter and everything by an association that really knows what they're talking about and legal wise.
Yeah.
And so they send that back, and I got a diploma. Basically, now I have one. I
Yep.
can say I have one.
And you can go to college with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was a long process, annoying process. I they didn't tell me everything. Basically, they didn't show me all the steps I needed. They only showed me 90%.
Yeah. Well, and they shouldn't have said, yes, you're getting it.
Yeah, that
And
too.
then going back on their word, and that was the hard part.
Yeah.
So what did you learn from that experience?
Well, it was actually good to learn how to actually fill out that type of stuff and send it in. Learning that you have to do that with job applications all the time, and you have to do that with lots of things, like getting what they say and giving it to them.
Yeah.
That was something I needed to learn. Patience. I gotta say that, because man, it just, I guess, patience and peace. Like you gotta like calm and cool, collected. Like
Can't get angry.
and I needed that like a couple weeks ago too.
Yeah.
While I was stuck in Tennessee for 2 weeks, because I was having to deal with loan officers. I had to deal with insurance, 2 insurance companies, and I had to deal with a dealership. And all this was just, I had to get paperwork, I had to get legal stuff, I had to get all this, and lots of stuff I didn't have it.
Yeah, yeah. You were just on a vacation. He was on a vacation in Florida, and he was traveling back from Florida to Utah, and he got stuck in Tennessee with a big motorhome problem.
Yeah,
that
the motorhome broke down, so
Yeah.
I had to...
ended up staying there for 2 weeks.
Yeah. And finally, I ended up having to switch the motorhome to a different one because the other one wasn't going to be as good anymore. And so I had to deal with all this legal stuff, how to get all this paperwork, and since I was not the only person on the loan for that motorhome, I had to get stuff from my mom, my dad, and from my brother Tennyson, and it was just rough. But having that, I've already done that type of stuff before, and like it seems like that always it will come up. Like
that's a lesson you get to relearn, huh?
Yeah, relearn over and over again in life. I think because you always have to deal with banks. You're gonna always have to deal with loan officers and insurance, and actually knowing how to talk to them and how to explain what you want.
Yeah,
I guess.
Yeah,
is explain to them what you want and what your side is and everything correctly, so that they understand you and get done more efficiently. Is a lot.
Yeah, and to be able to master that is really important for a skill for life. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm glad I learned that then. I mean, it was a little then. This was a lot bigger. Yeah. But it still helped me.
Yeah. So tell us about the education that you've had the last year. Like, what jobs have you had, and what have you been learning?
Basically, it was all education for a hands-on man.
Because you're a hands-on man.
That's right.
That's right. All right, so tell us about some of them.
So, right after my mission, I go to a plumbing company, and I learn how to plumb. So, so I go there, and basically I put parts together. But like it's new construction, so I'm not just learning plumbing. I'm learning how to deal with the people that put in the walls, the framers, the drywallers, the electricians, and where the plumbing fits in with that and all that. Basically, how to build a house. We were building hotels, so it's a little bigger, but how to build a house. It was like, so that was nice. Like how to build, and like how it all fits together and what are inside the walls, what's needed, and that was awesome. It was great. I even got that job. It was really fun. Yeah, it's awesome. So that was something I learned to do, and now I've used that everywhere. I've used that in my past motorhome, this motorhome. I'm building a kitchen for you downstairs. Yep. So,
and now you've got a job with being a handyman because of it.
Yeah. Basically, like everywhere I go now, I am, like I got a job with a pest control, selling it door to door, because everyone's doing that nowadays during the summer, and now I find myself building, remodeling their office bathroom, and now they want me to remodel the whole rest of the place, and it's like, even though I'm getting a job somewhere else in some other field, I'm still find myself back into a construction type work because I'm good at it.
Because you know the skills, you're good at it. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. And so they need somebody. It's cheaper to have me do it, and because they don't have to pay a whole bunch of other things and like a whole company to come in, just paying one person. And then I get paid more than normal because I'm doing something better. So it's a win-win all the time. It's nice. A skill that I will use throughout the rest of my life.
For sure. So. And you also took a little stint in security.
Yeah. I did. I've gone through all sorts of jobs. Security job, I did security for CBI Security, which does security for the church. And so I did security around the outside of Thomas S. Monson's building and around Temple Square, like the office buildings of around Temple Square. Not actually Temple Square, because those guys are in suits and ties.
Right.
I was in a security officer's outfit, but that was fun. And then I did it for a hospital. That one got intense because there was actually some crazy people over there. That one was awesome because of what I learned about control, how to controlling the environment. Because lots of times I was doing a security for a warehouse, and the fire alarm goes off. And with a building that a fire alarm doesn't normally go off, like security is big. like we have to get everyone into a different location, evacuation places, and they're taught. Employees are taught where to go. So that was a little. Then we have to sweep the entire place. Basically, we have to do everything before the fire department gets here. We have to figure out what set it off.
Yeah.
We have to figure out if it was a who set it off. We have to figure out if there is actually a fire, and if there is a fire that is small, we need to put it out. Like, it's our job to put it out. So, and then controlling if someone is not wanting to leave or whatnot, we have to control that that situation. And so that was interesting to learn, because that was I don't know when I'll use that a lot. Well, actually, I'll probably use it as a father.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, because then I'll have to control an environment of crazy kids.
Yep. Well, and you have to control the environment of yourself too, right?
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, learning how to control my thoughts, control my actions to fit for the scenario that's happening, and make sure I'm not doing something inappropriate or doing something that puts someone else down.
In danger or down.
Or down in danger.
Or, yeah, and also when, the peers that you hang around, too, could be the environment also that you choose. Yeah. So, all good.
Yeah, all good skills.
So you're getting a great education just by going out and doing and working hands.
Working with my hands, like it's doing something. That's how I want to get my education through college.
So what are your next steps?
My next steps are to go and get into what I want to is to travel and learn by going into a culture and learning the culture there and getting knowing learning that way, learning somewhere else. I feel like I got this place down.
Yeah.
Gotta go somewhere else and learn what they do. But
eventually you want to be a linguist, right?
Yeah, a linguist.
So go to different cultures and learn the different languages, learn that culture. Yeah,
and it's not necessarily because everyone always asks, what do you want to do for a living? How is that going to help you with living? And to be completely honest, I don't know how that's going to help me with living. What don't really care what I'm doing for a living to make money. I mean, that's important. But what I'm looking for is interactions with people. I'm looking for how I can help other people, or how they can help me, or what we can, how they learn, how they grew up, doing all that stuff. I just want to know.
Yeah.
I'm there for the knowledge and for the adventure and for the activities. I'm not there for the money. And that's what's really hard about the culture we live in today, because I had lots of things I have to get an education for, lots of the jobs that would allow me to do that and just go overseas and either teach English or to go and just do humanitarian work and all this. They require a bachelor's degree.
Yeah.
They don't care what it's in.
Yeah.
They just want you to have a bachelor's degree.
Yeah.
And that, I don't know why that is.
Yeah.
Just interview the guy.
Find out what he's good in.
Find out what that education you want and are looking for. That's what I think we should switch to. We need to have more face-to-face interactions with people.
I agree.
And so I'm going to get a bachelor's degree somewhere and get into that now. And that's what my next goal is to get into some education, into a bachelor's degree, even though I don't want it.
Yeah.
I really don't care.
Yeah, but it's the world we live in today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And getting a bachelor's degree, getting that education, not saying it's bad, because what we talked about before, it depends on the situation of the person. Yeah. That's how our society should roll around.
Yeah.
If it was perfect, we would be focusing on the individual. I know there's a lot of things that people are going into about how we need to look onto the individual, like Black Lives Matter, women's rights, all these things are trying to focus on a little bit more.
Yeah.
I think their intentions are a little bit trying to get there, but they're not. Their actions are not in the right direction. Yeah. They're making it so we're actually making it the same person. We all have to make sure we don't ever offend anyone.
Yeah.
That everyone is the same. Everyone has the same schooling. Everyone has the equal chance and equal opportunity.
Yeah.
Which that's not how life is, so it's not going to work.
Yeah. Yep.
We need to focus on the individual, and if they want to become a surgeon, I understand how that you should probably go through bachelor's, master's, doctor's degree and really
Lots
get
of
all
different
that
types of education and hands-on stuff there too. Yeah.
And get your education through that system. I understand that. That's because that is a specific degree in a specific field. I mean, if you're looking for specifics, and that's what you want, that's the line for you.
Yeah.
But like most people, like me, we don't know what we want to be for a job. So it's mainly for an education to know what we want. And it's hard to do that with a system that is made for specifics.
Limited, yeah.
So it's like, even to get a bachelor's degree, you have to have a certain, you have to go through a certain classes, a certain path. And no matter what degree it is, you have core classes that you have to do.
Yeah.
And sure, those are important. Math, science, English, those are all important stuff. But people don't learn all that same way.
Right, exactly.
So it's not
Yeah.
gonna.
So our audience is homeschoolers and most likely youth. What is a tip that you would give them in their teenage years?
Just a general tip. What they
Yeah. If you had to do it all over again, what would you do?
I think a tip. I think the biggest thing what I do is make sure I focus on my relationship with my Heavenly Father. I think that's the most important, because after everything is said and done, if you have a personal relationship with your Heavenly Father, then you have a good path. I mean, things go wrong.
Yeah.
No matter where you do, what happens, you're gonna fail. It's gonna happen. It's inevitable. So if you have a personal relationship with your Heavenly Father, and you work on that every single day, and make sure it's like a father-son relationship. That's what you want. And talk to him. Talk about your likes, dislikes, your fears, your and what you want to do, but you don't know how to do it. You need to be able to talk with him about it, and because everything gets resolved through that.
Yeah.
It's not easy. It's not the easy path. If you want the easy path, go with the flow. Go with what the politicians now say nowadays, and you're gonna be in hell.
Yeah, and miserable.
And you're
for
gonna
sure.
be in misery the rest of your life. But if you want to have happiness and you want to have some good adventures, I say stick with Heavenly Father, and go with that path. Like it's not the easy path. It's the hard way to go. But as we learned through Neil Anderson said with his talk in spiritual whirlwinds. I think it was in 2014 he was talking about that. And he talked about a tree and how, and just like there's a whole bunch of things that talk about this.
Okay.
Like good timber. How that there's a poem of how good timbers grow. And what he talked about, I think he quoted it, and how winds will come, whirlwinds will come at you, and you're the tree. Things will happen. You're just going to be pushed over and over again. Lightning's going to strike you. Like, all this will happen. But if it does happen, then you're strong. You are going to grow a thicker trunk.
Yeah.
You're going to be, your roots are going to get a lot deeper, and you're going to be able to withstand those whirlwinds every single time, even no matter how hard they get.
Yeah.
But if you go through life through that easy path, then when a whirlwind does come, you'll be knocked down instantly.
Yeah.
And you'll feel that in life, like when just like getting hit by a 2x4, like you're gonna get knocked right down, and it's not gonna.
That's why you need that foundation.
You need that foundation.
A relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You need to be able to have a foundation through Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
That way you can root yourself into a place where you know who you are. You know where you want to go. And it's not necessarily like, I don't know where I want to go with a job, but there's things where you don't know where to go specifically, but you know the direction is Christ.
Yeah. The
direction is happiness. That's the path. That's what I'm saying when I know, you know where you want to go.
Cool.
So I think that's with teenagers. That's what you gotta do. You gotta know where to go and who. Like, align yourself with God. Get there.
And you'll find happiness no matter what the journey is.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The journey's gonna be a lot of fun and a lot of hard work. It's like building a building. Yeah. You're gonna have to start with the ground up. You can't start with the roof. You can't go with some walls. You can't start with your bedroom. It's all got to be foundation. It's got to be first, and that what takes the longest. Like, sometimes we get in plumbing, we'd get a job that we bidded for, and we got it. So, but we get this job, and we're all excited for it because, different place, all this cool stuff, and so, all right, cool, this is gonna be fun. And we have to wait for the foundation to be done. And it takes a long time. Like, sometimes we would say, all right, you can go. Like, we got to go to Denver and get to work on this hotel down there.
Yeah.
And so we drive from Idaho down to Denver. We almost get there. We're an hour away, and our boss calls us and said something went wrong with. They didn't finish just a corner of the foundation or something, and so we can't start at all.
Wow!
So we had to turn back around and head back home.
Crazy.
The foundation it needs to be perfect.
Yeah.
In all these buildings that go up.
Otherwise,
it's gonna fall down.
Yeah.
In fact, there was this one that we built during the winter, and the foundation got built, and as we were digging, we had to dig the dirt and put all these pipes in and everything.
Yeah.
And all the ground was hard and rough, and it had a lot of water in it. So once we finished that portion, they filled it in. The water is now going to evaporate, and that building is not going to be as sturdy now because all the water is it was sturdy with the ice. Yeah. And then once it's thawed out, now there's no dirt under there.
Makes sense.
So that building is that was an architectural flaw.
Yeah.
So they're gonna have to fix that. They're gonna have to fix that like 5 years from now. They're gonna have to pump dirt down there.
Yeah.
To fix it.
Wow.
But that's what I'm saying. You build a foundation now, so you don't have to. So you don't have to fix it later, and it's going to be rough later.
Yeah.
Build a foundation, go through Christ, and everything is good to go.
Sounds good. All right, thank you. Appreciate your time. Is there anything else you want to add or say?
No, I think it's good.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you. Appreciate your time.
Welcome. It was fun.
I love you.